So you guys have, so far you've spun this 4 times. And all 4 times you've gotten red. Why do you think you've gotten red?
Because I put it in the middle and I spin it and it goes around and it hits red.
Okay, so now let's take a look at this. Let's take away this. Now, what do you think about this wheel is making red happen? If we look at that.
It's 4 red here and it's 2 blues. And then...
So, if we used our probability language that we were talking about before, so we used some of our words, what do you think, if we look at it, which one is most likely? What color is most likely and why? So what does most likely mean? So it's going to happen more of the time? So which one do you think is going to happen more of the time?
Red.
Why? Why red?
Because it has 4 reds.
Okay. Now, there was another word we talked about, least likely. What does least likely?
That means less.
So there's a less of a chance it might happen. Which one do you think might be least likely?
Blue.
Why do you think blue?
Because it has 2 blues here and 4 blues here.
4 blues or 4?
4 reds.
4 red. But then I look at these 2 colors. How many are there of these 2 colors?
1.
1 green and 1 orange. So what do you think is more likely, blue or orange or green? So red is the most likely, and then what do you think is more likely, blue, orange, or green?
Blue.
Why did you say blue, bud?
Because it has blue here and these 2 are different.
So it has 2 blue and then those 2 are different. So I really like the way you used your probability language. Now, what if I said, well, what is the probability that you would get pink?
Pink is not here.
So what word would we use to say? Do you remember what we were talking about?
Impossible.
It's impossible. And why is it impossible?
Because there's no pink in the circle.
Yeah, because there's no pink on the circle. All right, you guys keep spinning and see if you can get some of the other colors now, okay? So you guys have been doing lots of spins, and I'm looking at your charts here. Between the 2 of you, you have what? You've changed this to 4 tallies. So 4 red and then 1 red here, or 2 more red. So 5 red. You've got 1, 2 orange, 2 blue, and 1 green. So why is it you think you've got red the most times?
It's because red seems like the most likely.
And why did you say red is? Why do you think red is the most likely?
Because there's 4 reds.
Okay. And then why do you think blue was next?
Because there's 2 blue.
Okay. So which ones do you think are least likely? Or which one do you think is least likely?
Orange and green.
Why?
Because there's only 1.
So if there's 1 of each, what do you think the probability is that you would get green or orange? Which one do you think?
Unlikely.
So it's unlikely that it might happen. Is there another word that might describe it too? I know her tooth fell. She can go to the office and get a tooth box. What if I said, are any of these equally likely? What does it say for equally likely? Where we say 2 things have the same probability. So is there one that had the exact same amount of spaces? Is there ones that have the same amount of spaces on here?
Orange and green.
How much space do they each have?
1.
Yeah, so it could be equally likely that you get orange or green. Now, that being said, you said it is most likely you'll get red because they are the most. So let's keep spinning and see what our tally is after a couple more spins. Okay, so I'm looking at your recordings here, and you guys have a lot of red. Why do you think you have so many red?
Because it keeps on stopping off at red.
And why do you think it stops on red?
Because it has 4.
And what probability words might you use to describe it?
Most likely?
And why did you say most likely?
Because it's the chances, it has the best chance.
So it has the best chance. What? Can you use some other probability words to describe some of those other colors?
Orange could be unlikely.
Unlikely. Why would you say orange is unlikely?
Because there's one. Maybe you could do it or maybe you can't.
Okay.
It can't be impossible. If it has to be impossible, there has to be a color that is not even on this.
So what might be impossible then?
Pink, purple,
Pink or
black,
purple,
brown,
okay.
white.
We have orange.
Now what if I said, can you use certain? Which one is certain, or how could you use the word certain describing this?
Red?
You think, so what does our definition of certain mean? So it will happen, right?
Yeah.
So is it guaranteed that red will always happen?
No.
So what is certain then?
Certain means it'll definitely happen.
So is there anything that is certain on here?
I don't think so.
What if I said, I am certain that when I spin this, I will get red, blue, green, or orange?
Yeah, that's true.
That's certain. So sometimes things that are certain, we might have to include more than one color. So let's do some more spinning and see if we can add to our tallies.